Before you chase, before you beg, before you pray in desperation, pause. Take a breath. Because what you truly desire isn't outside of you. It is waiting for the right vibration within you. And that vibration begins with a simple shift. When you realign your energy, your world starts to realign with you. Doors open. Peace returns. And what once seemed far away begins to flow toward you effortlessly. Today, I want to guide you into that shift. The one shift that unlocks everything. Your energy speaks louder than your words. Before you ever say a word, people feel you. The universe feels you. The vibration you carry, your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and intentions radiates outward like a silent broadcast, telling the world who you are, what you believe, and what you expect. It doesn't matter how kind your words are if the energy behind them is full of doubt, fear, or resentment. You can say, I am fine. But if your energy says, I feel lost and unseen, that's what others will unconsciously pick up on. You can declare, I know it's coming, but if your inner state is anxious, impatient, and doubtful, you're blocking the very thing you're asking for. This is why alignment is more important than effort. So many people try to change their outer world by force, working harder, pushing people, begging the universe, but they forget that it all starts within. Your energy, not your effort, is your true point of attraction. You are always manifesting, not from what you say, but from what you believe and embody. If you carry the energy of lack, you will attract experiences that reflect that lack. If you carry the energy of unworthiness, no matter how much you ask for love, you'll keep attracting situations that confirm that belief. But when you shift your energy into knowing you are already enough, already deserving, already supported, life begins to mirror that back to you in the most unexpected and beautiful way. We've been conditioned to chase results, to hustle for worthiness, to speak affirmations while secretly doubting them. But the truth is, it's not what you say. It's the vibration underneath your words that the universe responds to. Energy never lies. And when you become conscious of your vibration, you step into your power. Well, how do you begin to shift your energy? First, you must become aware of it. Pause and notice how you feel when you're asking for something. Are you coming from a place of fear or trust? Are you asking because you believe it's possible or because you're desperate and worried it won't happen? That difference in energy is everything. A person rooted in trust asks with peace. A person rooted in fear asks with tension. That tension creates resistance. That resistance blocks flow. Next, begin to speak to yourself with love, not just with words, but with energy. Hold yourself gently. Place your hand over your heart and remind yourself, I am safe now. I am worthy now. I don't need to prove anything. Let that become your vibration. Let that become your new normal. It is not about pretending to be perfect. It is about being honest with yourself and choosing to return again and again to a frequency of compassion. When you treat yourself with kindness, your energy softens. And when your energy softens, the universe can meet you with ease. Every room you walk into, you bring your energy first. Every relationship, every opportunity, every manifestation is filtered through that energy. So instead of focusing on saying the right words, start focusing on feeling the right feelings. Imagine you're having a conversation with someone you love. You can say all the right things, but if your tone is cold or defensive, they'll feel it. The same is true for the universe. You can write vision boards, recite affirmations, or pray every morning, but if your energy is still soaked in fear, doubt, or bitterness, you're sending a mixed signal. The goal isn't to fake high vibes. The goal is to gently bring yourself back to truth. And the truth is, you are already whole. You are already connected. You are already loved. You don't need to do more, be more, or earn anything. You simply need to become aware of what you're radiating and choose to align with love instead of fear. The energy of love is magnetic. It pulls toward you everything that matches its frequency. Kindness, abundance, healing, opportunity, peace. The energy of fear is repelling. It keeps things at a distance and reinforces struggle. You have the power to choose which one you carry. Let your energy say, I trust life. I trust myself. I know I am supported. And then watch what begins to shift. Watch who starts showing up. Watch the synchronicities unfold. You don't have to scream to be heard by the universe. You just have to feel aligned. So the next time you feel tempted to ask, plead, or demand, pause, tune in, breathe. And remember, it's not the words you speak that shape your reality. It's the energy behind them. Speak softly, vibrate clearly, and let your energy tell the story of your worthiness, your peace, and your deep inner knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Stop demanding and start becoming. There is a powerful truth hidden in this simple shift. So many of us spend our lives asking, pleading, even begging for the things we want. More love, more money, more recognition, more peace. We chase outcomes, we chase people, we chase validation, and yet no matter how hard we try, we often find ourselves exhausted, frustrated, and still waiting. But here's what most people don't realize. The universe doesn't respond to demands. It responds to alignment. You don't get what you want by chasing it. You receive it by becoming it. When you demand something, you are often speaking from a place of lack. Give me this because I don't have it. That vibration of lack sends a clear message. I'm not enough without this thing. And so the universe mirrors that feeling back to you. You continue to feel empty, waiting for something outside of you to fill the void. But when you choose to become the version of yourself who already has it, everything changes. You stop reaching, you start radiating. Becoming is not about pretending or faking confidence. It's about embodying the energy of your desires. It's about stepping into the identity that aligns with the life you're calling in. You want love? Become the one who loves herself so deeply that she doesn't settle. You want abundance? Become the one who knows she is already rich in spirit, in gratitude, in possibilities. You want peace? Then become someone who no longer argues with the present moment, but flows with it. When you shift your energy into becoming, you stop trying to control the outcome. You no longer say, when will it happen? Instead, you say, it is already mine in vibration, and I am simply walking toward it. That is a completely different frequency, and it's magnetic. Becoming doesn't mean you sit still and wait. It means you take inspired action from a place of alignment. It means you get up each day and move through the world as someone who believes, someone who trusts, someone who already feels worthy. That subtle but powerful shift changes the way people see you. The truth is, the external world can only reflect what you carry inside. You cannot demand love if you don't give it to yourself first. You cannot demand respect if you're still disrespecting your own boundaries. You cannot demand success while secretly believing you're not capable. But when you become love, when you become self-respecting, When you become confident and grounded in your gifts, the world begins to reflect that back. It's never about asking louder. It's about aligning deeper. When you become the version of yourself that matches your desire, you stop chasing and start attracting. You stop waiting and start experiencing. Life doesn't delay good things. It simply waits for you to be in the energetic position to receive them. This is the inner work, the quiet work, the sacred work. It's in the way you think about yourself when no one's watching. It's in the way you speak to yourself when you fail. It's in the way you hold your own hand during hard moments and remind yourself that you are still enough. Becoming is not a performance. It is a return to who you really are underneath the fear, the conditioning, and the self-doubt. If you feel tired of demanding, tired of waiting, tired of trying to prove yourself, take a breath. Come back home to your own energy. Ask yourself, who do I need to become to naturally align with what I desire? How does she walk? How does she think? What does she believe about herself and about life? Then practice being that version of you every single day. Not to get something, but because she already lives inside you, waiting to rise. The more you live as her, the more natural it becomes. And soon, what once felt out of reach becomes a reflection of your new identity. There is no need to force or push. There is only a need to align, to become, to embody. The universe always delivers what you are a vibrational match for. Not because it's rewarding you, but because energy attracts energy. So stop demanding from a place of lack. Stop chasing what you think will complete you. Start becoming the version of yourself who already knows you are whole, worthy, and abundant. You don't need to prove anything. You only need to remember who you really are. Gratitude is the bridge between you and your desire. It is the quiet force that transforms what you have into more than enough and opens the pathway for what you long for to flow into your life. Most people believe they must wait until they receive their desire to feel grateful. But the truth is, you must first feel grateful before the desire can manifest. Gratitude is not the result of getting what you want. It is the cause. Every thought and emotion you carry sends out a signal, a frequency. When you live in a state of lack, when you're constantly focused on what you don't have, you send out a vibration of scarcity. That energy says, I don't have enough. I'm not enough. Something is missing. And so life continues to mirror that back to you. But when you shift into gratitude, even without physical proof of your desire, you change your energy entirely. You say to the universe, I trust. I already feel the blessings. I already know it's on the way. That trust creates a clear, powerful signal that pulls your desires closer. Gratitude isn't just a nice feeling. It's a creative power. It softens resistance. It opens your heart. It transforms your perception. When you live from gratitude, you no longer fight life. You flow with it. You see beauty where others see problems. You find lessons where others see failure. And that shift in perspective changes everything. So often we get caught in the waiting. We say, I'll be grateful when it comes, but waiting energy is heavy. It's full of doubt, impatience, and fear. Gratitude, on the other hand, is light. It's grounded in faith and presence. When you start saying thank you, even before your desire arrives, you demonstrate your belief in the unseen. You start to feel the joy of receiving, even before it shows up. And that feeling is magnetic. Imagine this. You place an order at a restaurant. You don't run into the kitchen to make sure they're preparing it. You trust the process. You expect the meal to arrive. You relax into the moment. Gratitude works the same way. Once you've made your request to the universe, through thought, through intention, through belief, your job isn't to stress or control. Your job is to remain in the vibration of gratitude. That is the signal that says, I'm ready to receive. Gratitude also keeps you present. It pulls you out of the obsession with the future and brings your attention back to the now. And the present moment is where your power lies. When you're truly grateful for where you are, you stop arguing with life. You stop resisting what is. And in that acceptance, you create space for miracles to enter. Start small. Be grateful for your breath. Be grateful for the roof over your head. Be grateful for the lessons that made you stronger. Even be grateful for the challenges, because they are shaping you into someone wiser, deeper, more compassionate. This kind of gratitude isn't blind. It's powerful. It says, I see the good even when it's hard. I find light even in the dark. That attitude opens doors you didn't even know existed. Gratitude is also deeply healing. It shifts your nervous system out of survival mode and into a state of peace. It quiets the inner critic. It softens anxiety. When you live in gratitude, you're not chasing happiness, you're cultivating it. And that joy becomes the foundation upon which your desires can rest. You don't have to be grateful for everything, but you can find something to be grateful for in every moment. That practice rewires your mind. It shifts your identity from someone who is waiting to someone who is already aligned. And when you are aligned, you become a match for your highest good. Think about a time when you felt truly grateful, not because everything was perfect, but because you allowed yourself to see the perfection in the moment. That feeling, that warmth, that expansion, that peace is your access point. That is the frequency that builds the bridge. So if you're waiting on something right now, if you have a dream, a goal, a desire that hasn't yet arrived, pause, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and start giving thanks as if it were already yours, not because you're trying to force it, but because in some way it already is. It already exists on a vibrational level. And your gratitude is the key that unlocks the door. Every thank you is a step across the bridge. Every moment of appreciation draws you closer. You don't have to know how it will come. You don't have to know when. You only have to become the kind of person who is ready, who is receptive, who is grateful. Because gratitude doesn't just make what you have enough, it makes what you desire inevitable. Stillness is the portal to alignment. In a world that constantly demands movement, noise, and productivity, stillness is often overlooked, even feared. We rush from task to task, conversation to conversation, trying to control outcomes, fix situations, and force solutions. But the truth is, the answers we seek, the peace we crave, and the alignment we long for do not arise from frantic doing. They emerge from stillness. Stillness is not the absence of activity. It is a presence of awareness. It is the space where your thoughts settle, your emotions soften, and your energy returns to its natural rhythm. In stillness, you are no longer trying to keep up with the noise of the world. Instead, you tune into the quiet wisdom of your soul. You hear your own voice again. You reconnect with your intuition. You feel yourself returning to center. When you are still, you are not doing nothing. You are doing the most important thing of all, aligning. Alignment means coming back into harmony with your truth, your power, your source. It is the gentle returning to who you were before the world told you who to be. It is the release of resistance. It is the remembering that you are already enough. In the silence, you find clarity. You begin to see things not as your fears interpret them, but as they truly are. You begin to feel what is right for you, not what looks good on the outside, but what feels good on the inside. The confusion begins to dissolve, the fog lifts, the tension in your chest softens. That is the power of stillness. It reconnects you to your own knowing. So often we think we need to act, to fix, to control, but alignment doesn't come from effort. It comes from surrender. It comes from letting go of the need to figure it all out and trusting that there is a rhythm to your life, a flow that is always guiding you. Stillness is how you enter that flow. When you pause, breathe, and allow yourself to just be, something magical happens. Your energy begins to recalibrate, the chatter of your mind begins to slow down, your nervous system relaxes, and in that space, you begin to receive. You receive guidance, you receive peace, you receive insight. These gifts do not arrive through force, they arrive through allowing. Stillness is where your soul speaks. And the soul does not shout, it whispers, it nudges, it invites. And unless you are quiet enough to listen, you may miss its direction. This is why alignment cannot be found in constant motion. It can only be found in presence. You do not need to chase your purpose. It is already within you, waiting for you to be still enough to hear it. You might be facing a decision right now. You might be looking for clarity, for healing, for direction. Instead of looking outside of yourself, go inward. Be still. Listen. Feel. Trust that what you need is already making its way to you. Not because you're chasing it, but because you are aligning with it. The mind may resist this. It wants to solve problems, to fix everything with logic. But the heart knows differently. The heart speaks in silence. And the more you listen, the more you realize that everything you were looking for is not out there. It is in here, in your stillness, in your awareness, in your connection. Stillness does not mean withdrawal from life. It means bringing presence into everything you do. You can be still even in motion when your heart is at peace. Stillness teaches you to move with intention instead of reaction, to speak with compassion instead of urgency, to live from essence instead of ego. There is a divine intelligence within you that knows your path. It knows your timing. It knows your purpose. And it doesn't need to be forced. It needs to be remembered. Stillness is how you remember. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not missing out. You are simply being called inward. And when you honor that call, when you give yourself permission to be still, you discover the sacred rhythm of your own life. You begin to feel that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Let yourself be still today. Even for a few moments, turn off the noise. Set down the weight. Breathe. Feel. Surrender. Let the stillness wrap around you like a warm blanket. Let it hold you. Let it guide you. You don't need to do more. You need to become more present with what already is. That is the beginning of true alignment. And when you return from that space, when you re-enter the world, you will carry a different energy, a calm confidence, a steady grace, a deeper trust, because you will know deep in your being that stillness is not the absence of life. It is where life begins again. Affirm who you are, not what you lack. Every word you speak about yourself is a declaration to the universe. It is a message sent from your heart, echoing out into the world, calling back to you more of what you believe. So what are you affirming each day? Are you affirming your power, your beauty, your worth? Or are you unknowingly affirming your fears, your limitations, your sense of lack? Most people are not aware of the power of their self-talk. They think it's just harmless complaining or simple truth-telling. But words create. Thoughts become things. What you consistently say about yourself becomes the foundation of your reality. If you walk around saying, I'm not good enough, I never get it right, you are not simply describing your life, you are shaping it. But when you choose to affirm who you truly are beneath the noise, you begin to awaken your real power. You begin to shift your energy, align with truth, and rise into the version of you that has always been whole. Affirming who you are means speaking life into your soul, choosing thoughts that lift you up, not weigh you down. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not less than anyone else. You are a living expression of life itself. You are capable. You are worthy. You are loved. And when you begin to affirm that truth, not someday, but now, you start to feel the change. Your confidence grows. Your vibration lifts. You begin to move through life with a new kind of grace. Affirmations are not just pretty sentences you repeat to yourself. They are a decision, a commitment, a daily return to self. And that's why they must focus on your identity, not your lack. Because when you affirm from lack, you stay in lack. Saying things like, I want more money, or I wish I wasn't so alone, may feel like hope. But those phrases carry the vibration of absence. You are highlighting what is missing instead of anchoring into what is already true and powerful within you. So shift it. Instead of saying, I want to be loved, say, I am love. I radiate love. I attract loving connections because I value myself deeply. Instead of saying, I need more success, say, success flows to me because I am aligned, focused, and worthy. Do you feel the difference? One is begging, the other is claiming. And what you claim becomes your reality. You do not manifest from longing, you manifest from being. The more you affirm who you are, the more you step into that version of yourself. You are not trying to become something else. You are remembering what's already inside you. You are peeling away the layers of doubt and fear and returning to the truth. The truth is, you are powerful. You are whole. You are enough. Even on the days when you feel tired. Even when things aren't going your way. Your value doesn't disappear because of a setback. Your worth is not diminished by rejection. Your essence is still there, waiting to be seen, waiting to be affirmed. Speak to yourself with kindness. Talk to yourself as you would to someone you love. Your body hears you. Your mind believes you. Your soul responds. When you start saying, I am strong, even when you feel weak, you begin to activate that strength. When you say, I am abundant, even when the bank account is low, you begin to attract solutions. When you say, I am healing, even when the pain is present, you begin to shift into alignment. This is not denial, it's spiritual discipline. It's emotional maturity. It's the understanding that what you focus on expands. And you always get to choose your focus. You get to decide whether to speak life or defeat, whether to build yourself up or tear yourself down. Every moment is a choice. Start today. Choose 3 affirmations that remind you of your truth. Say them in the mirror. Say them in your heart. Write them down. Feel them as if they're already real. Not because you're forcing a fantasy, but because you are awakening a deeper reality, the reality of who you've always been beneath the fear. You don't need to wait until your life is perfect to affirm your worth. In fact, affirming your worth is what will help your life transform. Affirmations are not about pretending. They are about aligning. Aligning with the truth that you are whole, worthy, and deeply loved, just as you are. So the next time you catch yourself focused on what you lack, pause, breathe, and affirm who you are instead. You are not your fear. You are not your struggle. You are not your past. You are strength. You are light. You are love. And when you speak that truth, the universe responds accordingly. Release the outcome. Embrace the moment. These words carry a quiet but powerful truth. In a world so consumed with goals, results, and control, we often forget that life happens in the present, not in the future we are trying so desperately to predict. We plan, we strive, we anticipate, and yet the joy we seek seems just out of reach, always tied to a future that hasn't happened yet. But the moment we let go of our attachment to the outcome, we make space for something greater: peace, clarity, and presence. When you release the outcome, you are not giving up. You are letting go of the illusion that your happiness, worth, or fulfillment is dependent on a specific result. You are saying to yourself and to life, I trust. Trust that what is meant for you will not miss you. Trust that you are already on the path, even if you cannot yet see the destination. Trust that there is a deeper intelligence at work, one that knows your heart, your timing, and your highest good. The need to control is born out of fear. Fear that things won't work out, fear that we won't be okay, fear that if we don't push, force, or obsess, everything will fall apart. But control is an illusion. The more tightly you grip, the more anxious you feel. The more you try to force an outcome, the more disconnected you become from your own inner peace. Releasing the outcome doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop suffering. It means you surrender the anxiety and return to the only place that's real, this moment. The moment you're in right now is the only one that truly exists. The past is a memory, the future is a concept, but this breath, this heartbeat, this experience is where your life is happening. And when you stop running toward a future outcome, you begin to actually live. You begin to see the beauty around you. You hear the stillness. You feel the sunlight. You taste your coffee. You connect more deeply with yourself and with others. That is where the magic is. That is where alignment is found. When you are fully in the moment, without the need to control what comes next, you align with your natural flow. Your energy becomes lighter. You become more intuitive. You start making choices not from fear, but from clarity. Opportunities appear. Doors open. People are drawn to your presence. Why? Because presence is powerful. It is magnetic. It is healing. So how do you release the outcome? You begin with awareness. Notice when your thoughts are future-focused, wrapped in worry or expectation. Gently bring them back. Remind yourself that the outcome is not where your power lies. Your power lies in how you show up now, in your energy, in your intention, in your faith. You also release by trusting that the universe is not working against you. It is responding to your energy, your beliefs, your vibration. So instead of asking, will this work out? Ask yourself, am I aligned with what I desire? Because when you are aligned, you don't have to chase or cling. You attract, you allow. You become a vessel through which life flows freely. Embracing the moment means accepting it as it is, not as you wish it to be. It means finding peace with the now, even if it's uncomfortable or uncertain. It means saying yes to what is, while still holding space for what could be. It's a delicate balance between surrender and vision, a dance between allowing and creating. You are not here to force your path. You are here to follow the pull of your soul. And your soul always speaks in the present. It whispers through your joy, your curiosity, your inner knowing. When you quiet the noise of expectation and come home to yourself, you begin to hear it clearly. The moment you stop needing things to turn out a certain way, you free yourself. You allow life to surprise you. You open up to possibilities far beyond what your mind could have imagined. And often when you look back, you'll see that letting go was not a loss. It was the beginning of something far better than what you were holding on to. So take a breath, come back to now, feel your feet on the ground, feel your heart beating in your chest. This is your life. Not some faraway day in the future, not the moment when you finally get there. It's here, it's now, and it's enough. Trust the timing, trust the unfolding, trust that even in the silence things are moving. Trust that the universe is responding not to your desperate need for control, but to your surrendered faith